Congratulations on the book. So why do you want people to read the book? The first sell is the shock that the ticket Walz and Harris felt on election night. What do you know?
It felt like at the rallies, at the things I was going to, the shops I was going in, that the momentum was going our way. And it obviously wasn't.
Well, we know that they were shocked, completely surprised by the events that unfolded on election night. They thought they were going to win. And, when they were told that they were losing in the final hours and that they had lost, there was complete silence and shock, and they were just dumbfounded by what was happening.
So, yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought we had a positive message, and I thought the country was ready for that. I think we're going to have to understand what type of leadership do they want. We were pledging to be inclusive. We were pledging to bring people in. Donald Trump has said that isn't what he wants. And so if that's what America's leaning towards, I guess for me, it's to understand and learn more about America, because I thought that they were going to probably move towards a more positive message.
But Chris, I think people should read this book because John and I are journalists in the truest sense. We call balls and strikes. We are not one-sided. This is a book that Democrats can learn from. This is a book that Republicans will enjoy because you can watch the train wreck.
Ha! Train wreck indeed.
Well, so we know that there is a secret meeting going on in the final minutes before President Biden drops out at the time. It's at the Naval Observatory. It's in Kamala Harris's pool house there. Her advisors, her closest advisors are gathered, and they're talking about what happens when and if Joe Biden drops out. We find out that he does drop out there.
Huge breaking news right now on Twitter. Apparently, President Biden is saying that he will step aside as a candidate. This is just coming across on social media right now, breaking news, and will address the country later this week about next steps. He intends to fulfill the remainder of his term.
And one of her aides rushes in to be with her. Biden doesn't want to immediately endorse her. He wants to kind of let the moment sink in and then endorse her a couple of days later. And she says, "No, I need your endorsement right now." "No, I need your endorsement right now."
For me, what was happening with leadership in the Democratic Party, it was a firing squad. And I had never seen anything like it before. I'd never seen a party do that in the way that they did. It was hurtful and sad to see that happening. A firing squad around a person who I believe was a true patriot.
Do you believe which story do you believe more? That the Pelosi and the party said it has to be Harris?
How mad is President Biden at Nancy Pelosi?
Oh!
Or that Biden wanted to pick who it would be?
I think that Pelosi and the party, they were very squeamish on Harris going in. We have reporting in the book that says he goes, she goes.
I think there was more happening behind the scenes than the public will probably hear about. There is an inner sanctum of Democratic politics where a lot of powerful people are trying to take credit for this, but they don't want to talk about it publicly because they are very, very, very acutely aware of how difficult this has been for Joe Biden.
The president spoke to it himself. He was very honest. He was like, look, I don't speak as well as I used to. I don't move as well as I used to. He was very honest about what the American people were seeing. So he never hid from that. The job is already a cook of pressure.
I think they wanted, a lot of people wanted a primary, and but it was a little too late for that.
Yeah, I had a guy trying to convince me that it was Obama and Ron Klain had picked them. Now, what did you find out about Obama's role in this?
Obama was very quiet, obviously, but he was talking to Nancy Pelosi. We found out there were a couple of calls happening within those 24 days.
I didn't call one person. I did not call one person. I could always say to him, I never called anybody.
Right.
He was talking to Nancy Pelosi. We found out there were a couple of calls happening within those 24 days. He was, trying to take the pulse of people. He was in listening mode, too. He was talking to his former partner and asking what his plan was.
Taking a bus tour together through Pennsylvania. Yeah, and this is interesting. It's the same bus the Democrats threw President Biden under.
And so he was very involved, but behind the scenes. You didn't see him so much. And in this book, we report what was exactly happening.
Did you get any particular insight into what made the short primary or the open convention an impossibility?
It was just too short of a time frame. And, you know, President Obama was calling people at the time. He called people like Jim Clyburn to find out where he was. Jim Clyburn knew that call was coming, and he said, okay, I have to quickly get behind Kamala Harris.
I talked to a lot of Democrats and a lot of people since I've been here at Harvard say, you know, who the hell do I look to?
I actually don't have anybody that I'm going to call out or put out there. I'm not. But I think that it is important it doesn't matter if you're a governor, Congress, senator, a local elected official,
former vice president,
former vice president,
and that's sort of how that unfolded. And I think President Obama rather wanted to kind of see how this all unfolded. He didn't want his finger on the pulse, but he also didn't think that Kamala Harris could win.
Do you believe that Democrats hid that Biden wasn't up to running again?
I don't deny that it was a bad debate performance. That's different than whether or not the president is up to the job. He's clearly up to the job. He's doing it every day. He's doing it successfully.
Klain was startled. He'd never seen him so exhausted and out of it. Biden was unaware of what was happening in his own campaign. The president was fatigued, befuddled, and disengaged. Klain feared the debate with Trump would be a nationally televised disaster.
He is as sharp as ever, as I have known him to be in my engagement and my experience with him. And I know when I walk into the Oval Office or see him on Air Force One, I have to be on top of my game.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years.
And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
I think every Democrat has a story, and we talk about some of that in here, where they saw President Biden not in the best terms.
Beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery. And by the way, used to make beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes. I wonder why you said that.
What the hell did you just say?
We detail, for instance, Congressman Swalwell, who was there looking at him. They came face to face at a congressional picnic, and the congressman had to cue Biden as to who he was. This is someone who ran against him in 2020. He's very vocal. He's out there. Someone like President Biden, in Biden's heydays, he would know who he was. He didn't know. We have all of these details in the book. It's a really fascinating read.
Missed the mark on selling your economic agenda?
Well, I mean, we didn't win, if that was the case on this.
All right, well, if you're watching me right now, that means that you made it to the end of this video. So thanks for watching all the way through. I'm Eddie, and this is my Ovation guitar, hence the name of the channel, Ovation Eddie. Just a quick reminder to subscribe to this channel. It's easy to watch videos on channels and never think about subscribing, but to be able to keep up with the videos and to help my channel, being subscribed is a big part of that. Now, I also want you to please help me get these videos out to independent and swing voters so they can see what's really going on with the corruption in the Democrat Party and the liberal bias in the mainstream media. And that's my goal, to provide clips and information that you won't see in mainstream media, and then you can send those out and share them out on the internet so we get the word out. We did that with Biden last couple of years to expose what was really going on with him. I think we played a small part in helping him get defeated. Obviously, it wasn't just us. There were many channels doing this and exposing, but mainstream media never showed a thing about Biden and his deterioration going on, but we showed it here every day. So same thing now, going in 2025, I really want to renew that focus on the liberal bias in the media and exposing what's going on there. And of course, again, the looniness that's going on in the Democrat Party, which is hard to not pick up unless you're just asleep. Until my next video, God bless you and rock on.